but we don't know like what to watch. I feel like sometimes we just need a Netflix subscription where all they let you do is just browse Netflix. Because sometimes that's all we wind up doing. We're like, nah. Like $2 a month to to browse only. Nightmare Before Christmas? Yeah, that's a good one. And that's one that you break out twice a year. Or that's like the Halloween movie too. Watch that. Elf every year. Christmas Story. White Christmas. Miracle on 34th Street. Wonderful Life. That's more like a New Year's movie though, isn't it? And then the claymation ones, like the stop motion. Those ones are all really good. Yeah, like Rudolph. Spooked. Yeah, exactly. Hey Joel, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. 3 wishes for Cinderella. It's check. Do you watch it? So do you speak the language, or do you just watch it in a foreign language, like subtitled? Yeah, I need more stop motion stuff. Agreed. And I love stop motion things like Leica. Let's see, Paranorman, Kubo, all those movies are really, really good. They can do no wrong. I think Coraline is one of my favorites. There you go, stop messing with that now. Alright, let's move our way up a bit. Oh, dubbed, okay. The dub is really bad, but it's a tradition. Oh, that's amazing. Hey, I just learned this the other day. You know, A Christmas Story, the one with Ralphie in the BB gun. Anyway, Ralphie from that is Ming Ming the elf from the movie Elf. When they're in the workshop and he's like the elf leader in the red jacket. And he's like, buddy, you're like 934 pieces off pace. And anyway, Ming Ming, that elf in the movie Elf, is Ralphie. Yeah, it's just Ralphie grown up. But that was cool. Oops, what did I do? I don't know, I'm not liking this lighter color in the background here. Something like that, but like looks like this has kind of a shadow here, so that defines it a little bit more, I think. Oh man, Elf is so good. With Will Ferrell. Man, is it funny. That's like the holiday tradition, is watching that movie. They were doing interviews of like Christmas movies and stuff like that, and they're like, so they go through like a bunch of different Christmas movies and tell you like some nuggets of things behind the scenes. And they're like, Elf, yeah, Will Ferrell's like, I don't know how this movie's gonna do. You know, this might be my last movie because it seems pretty bad. But he's like, it just completely took off. They're like, yeah, it could be like, he was thinking this could be my career-ending movie, just doing this goofball kind of Elf movie. But it is funny. Yeah, I'll never. I'd rather go to a movie. Yeah, sitting on a throne of pies. You sit on a throne of pies. There's a lot of funny quotables from that movie. You're one dose off on antibiotics. What did you say? It's not what I heard. Hey, Pep Sky, good morning.
I like it.
Doing well. We're working through this letter R. It's going a little bit slower than I thought, but you know how I work. We're coming along. What I'm trying to do is we set up the colors And so I'm trying to respect like how these are organized and not like kill them too much over here, because they were starting to blend together. Like, you know, like if I get too heavy-handed with the gradients on this one starts looking like this one, which starts looking like that one. So I'm trying to like keep them separate and not murder it too much, because I like the clear like separation of color areas. Yeah. Hey, let me talk about gradients real quick too. I forgot to do this in the last one. Let's like a real quick color management thing. So when I'm making gradients, let's do like 3 examples here. We'll use let's use the reds and oranges. Actually, let me do this. Red to yellow. And let's do like red. Yeah, complementary. Or something sort of complementary. Okay, so we're set up. So we've got a color, and usually you fade like a gradient from one color to the next. The more similar the colors are, I guess I'll call it the sexier it's gonna look. Whereas if you have like two contrasting colors here, let's do. Yeah, that's a good example. What happens is this looks like a smooth like transition from one color to the next. But this one, if you're going from like a radically different color across it, you're gonna wind up with like a big gray area in the middle, right there. And I'm gonna show this off in the color guide. Actually, I'm gonna recolor it. So if we select it and hit recolor, it brings up this panel and we're able to like actually like swap out like colors and things. But if you hit edit, it's going to bring up the color wheel. Now you'll notice that the yellow and the red, in order to get from the yellow here over to the red, or from the red to the yellow, it goes like it would go straight across this way, and it doesn't get anywhere near like the middle of the color wheel. It's like the more we bring this closer, you have like a nice smooth gradient, and then as we get further away, so like this still looks pretty good. And just keep in mind that like this color has to travel all straight across to the other one. But as we start coming over to this side of the color wheel, you'll notice it has to like, if you draw the line as the crow flies, it has to go through the middle, which winds up being like, it adds like this weird kind of muddy gray into the middle there. So if we go a complete complement or opposite, your middle color is not gonna be anything but like this weird kind of gray color. So if we bring it all the way around like this, you'll notice like it hits a point where this like is no longer gray and starts being in color. Like once we get kind of into the purples. Like see, now that's like a nice gradient. So in order to get around that, in order to avoid like this gray in the middle, normally you add a third kind of color. So let's hit OK. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop a third one in there. And we'll go back into recolor, hit edit. So our gradient's going to be going from green over to red, which are opposites, and if it passes through the middle, you get like this gray, right? So what you want to do is kind of make it so your gradient goes anywhere but the middle of the color wheel. So if we wanted to, we can like, I don't know, bring this up here into the yellow, and you're going to wind up with like a smooth like red to yellow to green, or if we pull it over here, you know, like 2 shades of red, and then it kind of goes down to green. So you'll see if we connect these dots, it stays out of the middle. And we can do it, you know, anywhere around here. Anywhere that diverts the color away from the middle, you're going to get like a nice gradient. Yeah, so like if you're trying to figure out, you know, a nice combination of something to do, just keep that in mind if you're going to be working with like color transitions that go from one end to the other. As soon as you like bring this to the middle, yeah, it's still a gradient, but you're left with like this gross kind of like